I'm 28, living in this creaky old apartment on the outskirts of Detroit, the kind where the walls are thin enough to hear your neighbor's heartbeat if you listen close. It was around midnight last Tuesday. I'd just finished binge-watching some true crime docs. Ironic, right? And was brushing my teeth when I heard it. A soft scraping sound, like nails dragging across wood, coming from right outside my bathroom window. I froze, toothpaste dripping, telling myself it was just a branch in the wind. But there was no wind that night, the air outside dead still under a moonless sky. My mind raced. Could it be a raccoon? Or something worse, something watching me through the frosted glass? I wiped the mirror, stared at my reflection, but that scraping grew rhythmic, deliberate, like it was testing the latch. Heart pounding, I flipped off the light and crept closer, pressing my ear to the wall. Silence now. But then a whisper slithered through, faint and garbled, saying my name. Alex. Alex. How did it know? I backed away, slamming into the sink, the chill hitting me that whatever was out there had been listening to me all evening, maybe longer. I grabbed my phone, hands shaking, debating 911, but what would I say? Hey, something's whispering my name outside. Instead, I tiptoed to the living room, peeking through the blinds, nothing but empty parking lot, shadows pooling under the streetlights like ink. Relief hit, but short-lived. That's when the doorknob rattled, slow at first, then insistent, like someone testing if I'd forgotten to lock up. I had locked it, double-checked every night since moving in alone after the breakup, but now doubt crept in. Did I? The rattling stopped, replaced by footsteps circling the building, fading then returning louder, closer. Hook sinking deeper. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. Open the door, Alex. It's cold out here. My blood turned to ice. Who was this? I blocked the number, but another text pinged. A photo of my front door, taken from inches away, time-stamped now. They were right there, toying with me, feeding on my isolation in this godforsaken place where screams blend with the city hum. I barricaded the door with a chair, huddled in the corner with a kitchen knife, every creak amplifying the terror that they knew my routine. My fears, minutes stretched into hours. I heard scratching at the vents like they were trying to crawl in, whispering fragments of conversations I'd had on calls earlier that day. Re-hook. Suddenly, pounding on the wall from the empty apartment next door, vacant for months, but now alive with movement. I called the cops finally, whispering into the phone, but by the time they arrived, the noises vanished. No footprints, no evidence, just my wide-eyed story dismissed as paranoia. They left, and silence returned, but I haven't slept since. Every night I wonder if that whisper was real, or if solitude's cracking my mind. What if next time they don't just tease? What if they get in? I'm 45. A widow in a quiet suburb outside Chicago, the house too big now without Tom, but I stay for the memories. Last Halloween Eve, I was alone as usual, handing out candy to the last trick-or-treaters before settling in with tea and an old mystery novel by the fire. The clock struck 11, streets empty, when I noticed the porch light flickering, not dying but pulsing like a signal. I shrugged it off as faulty wiring. But then came the knock, 3 slow raps that echoed through the empty halls. Peering through the peephole, no one there, just swirling leaves in the autumn wind. I cracked the door, called out, but silence answered until I spotted it. A single candy wrapper on the mat, one I'd given out earlier, twisted into a tiny doll shape with my initials scratched in. My skin crawled. Who'd been watching me hand them out? I slammed the door, locked it. But the knocking resumed, now from the back door, then the side window, circling like a predator sizing up prey. Heart racing, I turned off the lights, hoping to vanish in the dark. But shadows played tricks. Did that curtain twitch? I grabbed the phone, but the line was dead, static hissing like laughter. Re-hook. A face pressed against the glass suddenly, pale and grinning, eyes locked on mine before melting back into night. It looked familiar, like Tom's brother who'd vanished years ago, but distorted, wrong. I ran upstairs, barricaded in the bedroom, hearing footsteps creak the stairs, slow and deliberate, pausing outside my door. Whispers seeped under. "Let me in, dear. It's cold without you." Tom's voice, impossible, twisting my grief into terror. Was it a ghost, or someone exploiting my loss? I clutched his old revolver, finger on the trigger, until dawn broke and the sounds faded. Police found no traces, chalked it up to pranksters. But I know better. Something unholy targets the lonely, feeding on buried pains. Now, every flicker, every knock, I wonder if it's him, or worse, if solitude's summoning my demons back. I'm 19, crashing in my parents' basement in rural Texas while they're away on vacation, loving the freedom but hating the isolation when night falls. It was 2 a.m. scrolling TikTok under the covers when my feed glitched. Videos buffering, then a live stream popped up uninvited. My own room from the corner ceiling, showing me watching in real time. I bolted upright, staring at the dark spot above. No camera there, but the stream panned, zooming on my face, a chat bubbling with messages. "She's alone tonight. Let's play." My phone burned in my hand. I tried closing it, but it reopened, now showing the hallway outside. Empty but for a shadow slipping closer. Panic surged. Who hacked me? How long had they been watching? I yanked the plug on the Wi-Fi, but the stream continued. Battery draining fast as whispers crackled through speakers. "Hide and seek, kiddo. You're it." Footsteps echoed upstairs, real ones, thumping toward the basement door. Rehook. The door creaked open on its own, revealing nothing but blackness until a hand emerged, pale fingers beckoning. I screamed, scrambling to the window well, squeezing out into the yard as laughter erupted from my phone, my own voice, mocking. I ran to the neighbors, pounding until lights flipped on, but by morning my device was wiped clean, no trace of the stream. Cops said maybe a virus, but I feel eyes on me still, in every shadow, every glitch. Being alone online? It's an invitation for the unseen to step in, turning your safe space into their playground. What if next time, they don't just watch,